Hello everyone, welcome to DougNutGames. My name is Doug, and this is Blossom, the Seed of Life. And it is, we're gonna do a little let's try on this game. This game is, it's an open world. It's kind of an open world survival crafting game, basically. That certainly is what they call it on Steam. And it is, the developer is DougNutGames and the publisher is Pretty Soon. That's kind of a little clever play on words there. Pretty Soon publisher. Although it does infer that you never publish. You're only going to publish pretty soon. Pretty soon is always a day away. Anyway, they described the game as experience the demo of this open world survival craft. The demo is available, by the way, to play. Crafting game. Terraform a dead planet with pressure and temperature up to stage 6 while exploring ruins, gathering resources, printing machines, and driving modular vehicles. So it interests me a little bit, actually. Lately, I've been kind of getting a little bit of interest in a game called Stationeers. Now, Stationeers, and I'm working on this as we speak. Stationeers is a very, very complex game. It's not an easy game. It's not a light game. So I've got the game now, and I'm taking a good long look at the game. This is not a game that you can go in blind. So I'm taking a good long look at the game to decide whether or not I'm going to do a series on it. But this one popped up in my radar, and I thought, well, here's a Stationeers extremely light. I think, at least somewhat light, of Stationeers. Maybe it gets a little bit more complex as you go in and go do more and more. But yeah, let's see what we got here. I'm going to do 1 or 2 episodes on this, and just to kind of give you a feel of what this one is like. We're going to do survival. I think the hardcore is. Or the hardcore is not available, and the explorer is the kind of the easy mode. So we're just going to standard play. We'll see what we've got here. So yeah. Now, I haven't said this yet. I apologize in advance for all the nonsense that is about to transpire, because there will be nonsense. My power is at 10%. So we need to connect to this guy, I think. That powers us up a little bit. You can see the little 4 bars on the back of his backpack. That is the power meter. And I didn't notice that till I had played for a little bit. I haven't played a lot of this game, so I warn you in advance. This is going to go off the rails soon. Yeah, apologize in advance for all the nonsense that is about to transpire. But if you do enjoy today's episode, please consider a sub and a like. It sure helps me out. Hopefully it would help you out as well. Kind of keep you in the loop when new stuff comes out like this. Okay, we're going to unplug from there. Now we've got to install a mining module and upgrade our backpack. So in order to do that, we have to go into this crafting station, but there's no power here. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect there, and we're going to connect that over here to the door. And then we're going to go over here, connect there, and connect that into the crafting station. Now, you're thinking to yourself, well, how did you know to do that? If you go in here, you can see a few things that you can, a few kind of heads up things. And this is how I figured out where I can power. This is the circuit. This is what I just finished doing. Connect, 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 and away you go. Bob's your uncle. And then you can power up out there. We can mine and we can terraform. And then also there's regolith, or is this stuff that you can pick up around on the surface. Okay, so now they want us to do stuff, the mining module and the backpack, and that's all we've got. Well, no, we've got 3 things in here, but we're only going to concern ourselves with these 2, mining module and the medium backpack. Then there's one over under here called the encryption key. We'll get a thing for that shortly. For this, we can just do it right away. So we're going to do it. We're going to grab that and install it. But to do the medium backpack, we need some iron. So let's go see if we can get some iron. And here. And then we're going to plug in here. And we're all powered up. Cute. And away we go. Okay. Grab that. Now you can see I've got a few more bars on my backpack. So we're gonna top up our power first and see what's next on the agenda. Craft the encryption key, which we did see in there. Regain control of the station and deploy a printer. So we've got a few more things here. Actually, we've got this light module and the sprint module, both of which we want. In fact, all of this is what we want. In fact, I think I'm going to start by getting that sprint module. That is very helpful in being able to get around. So and we only need 4 of these. And this one right here should do us. It's a good spot, well, I'm not sure if it's a good spot, actually. I don't know. Okay, sprint module. Let's do that. Now, okay, so let's set our sights on the next one. We need a couple of copper to do the light module. I don't find the light module all that useful, to be honest, because it doesn't really ever get that dark. This is about as dark as it gets. So we're right on the border here of some good stuff. There's some silver down there. I think that's silver. And then this stuff is sulfur. So I didn't know that actually until I came up to it. I think that's a copper there. Okay. There's my run. It's a little quicker. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so for the mining module, we need copper and silica. Speeds up mining by 50%. That's pretty good. That's a really good one, though. More power on the backpack. So let's find some silica and some sulfur. We know where the sulfur is, so we're good there. We'll just grab a single here. Uh-oh. Good. Awesome. Now, usually the silica is on cliff sides. Looks like there might be some up here. we're just going to take the 1. Oh, I've gone to the wrong side. This'll help. This'll help a lot. Okay, so now, there you go. We're at 67. There's even a number associated with it now. Get it all the way up to 100. Nice. Now we've got more stuff we can do. Info modules, overlay modules, both are really good, really important, and a deconstruction module. But what it's asking for us to do is that encryption key. So I think that's what we're going to do next. We need regolith and copper to do that. Let's pop out and find ourselves some copper. Regolith is basically, it's kind of stuff on the ground here. Right there, there it is. All right. Now, we need to regain control of the station. And that's how we do it, is by inserting the encryption key into the control panel. And that will get us a little drop box there. Now, where are we going to do this? I think out in that direction. We're going to do this. You won't allow me to do it further that way. I want to go right there. Woohoo! Printer. So right now there's no power to it, so we're going to have to hook up power. And that looks like a fine one to do it right there. So, what can we print? Well, we can print the T1 storage right now. The T1 storage is not all that useful. Not all that useful, actually. I'll show you. This is T1 storage right here. So, yeah, right now we have nothing in our inventory, but if we did, we could circulate through inventory and put it in one of those 4 slots that are in there. So it's not terribly useful. Okay, so now we need to find missing vaults, install blueprints, and install the info module v2. I really like the idea of the info module v2. That's good. We need to get this one first. Regolith chunk. Regolith. There's some there. There's another one. So I'm not intentionally avoiding that little thing there. Well, no, I am actually. I am intentionally avoiding it. I noticed it. I just, let's do that. We're going to get to that shortly. So now that we have that installed, you can see up on the top now, I've got a little compass. Tell me which direction I'm pointing in. So that is helpful. V2, if we can get a couple more iron nodes. How about back here? We need to plug in here shortly. Well, we're pretty good still. Now, Now we've got some stuff on that compass that we can point to and go out and figure out, like the base that I'm in right now, it will point back to here. So that's extremely helpful when you've gone a little bit farther than you want to find your way back to base. Let's plug in here. We need copper. Generally, copper I haven't found on the flat at all. That might not be consistent, but generally, like, it's in places like this. All right. Info V3. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what V3 did. And I didn't know what it did before either. No clue. They need to describe that, because maybe there's some more things that show up on that radar. I don't know, but anyway. The overlay module is important. Let's get some silica. There'll be some up here. Oop, we're getting a little low. And as soon as you start mining, that just drops like a stone. Basically, what happens when you die is you just fall down where you are and you drop everything. And then you resurrect back at the base. And there's actually a little thing that comes down from the ceiling there. You can see that see that little thing up there? That's what recreates you, basically. Overlay module. Now I can go to my power relay by pressing F1, or L1 rather, not F1. 1, you can see where all your power is running to. It highlights it, basically. So, wow, did that ever use a lot of power. Okay. And the other overlay is very important as well. So we're going to get some sulfur to do that. So it kind of builds your UI as you go. So now I can put down F2, and that will kind of tell me how I'm doing in terms of environmentally changing the planet. So yeah, but we'll turn that off for now. So that's our UI, I think. I don't think there's much else. Deconstruction module and the mining module. We'll need a fair amount of copper to do all that. So let's plug in and see if we can get a bit more copper here. You can actually jump, and it's pretty good from up high. You don't take any fall damage. Okay, we'll head back. You see, it's advising me right now to toggle my flashlight, but that does drain my battery a little bit more, and it doesn't really do much. Deconstruction module. Let's do that. Deconstruction module is now available in the control panel. In the control panel. Let's see. Deconstruct. Okay. So I can take apart things I build. Every piece returns to me except the power. That part is gone. Like effort you can't undo. So this constantly dynamically builds as you go, which is kind of cool. I like that. Okay, so now we just got this mining module. We need 1 copper and 1 silica to do that. Let's plug in. Might get, oh, there's some copper. I only need 1 here though. So I'm just going to take the 1. Don't think there was any more. There. That was not a good one because I was not running properly. I don't think I can do that one yet. It requires a slightly better laser. I think I saw one up here. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, there's a fair amount up here. Maybe I'll get... Nope, 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 nope. Will I get back in time? Yeah, I should. Pretty low. Now, mining module 2. Yay! Let's do it. Okay, mining module 3 is silver and aluminum. We haven't run into aluminum yet, so I'm going to stop there on my mad upgrading stuff. We're going to start thinking about these blueprints now. So, blueprints. We've got one over here. This one is power extender. It's the extender. Okay. And so this took me a while to figure out actually where to put this, but there. And so now we've got an extender in here as well. We need a composite metal for that. I don't think I'm going to do that quite yet. There's one that's close. Fuel generator, nice. 1 of 2. There doesn't appear to be any. I think we've got to go in this direction now. There's one over here too. It is a bit of a time saver to jump, actually. Two of two. I'm not sure. It might just be the case where they, I believe they reveal themselves in the same order every time. I think they do anyway. Okay, so now we've got a fuel generator. Generates, and I've never built this. We're getting very close to as far as I've gone in this, actually, to be honest with you. So we could be experiencing a little bit of nonsense from here on out. So I will get a little bit of tea to generates 1.0 power per second using solid regolith fuel rods. Contains 2 fuel slots. So we should be able to build this now. We were able to build the other one before. Yeah, so now we can do the copper wire. So we need 1 composite metal and we need 1 copper wire to do that. And I think I might do that very thing, actually. Let's start with this one. 1 iron and 1 regolith, because that'll be easy. Oh, it's starting to get a little darker. Requires a mining module? Did I not... What? Excuse me? Oh, there we go. I didn't pick it up. Oh yeah, that's quick. That's really good. Nice. That is a significant improvement. Nice. We'll have to keep our eyes out for aluminum. We know where the silver is. I believe the silver is down there, but we will double check that in a second. So let's make some composite. And let's put it there. Now, the other thing is copper. What we need 2 copper for that. Very easy. Very easy. I think there might be one right over here. All right, we need to power up too. Okay, so we're going over here, copper wire. These 2 things. And we need to go in here. I don't know where's a smart place to put this, but we're going to put it right there. Okay. Nice. Okay. So we want to connect this to here. But, and here's the problem. In order to do that, we need to power extend. So we're going to have to get a power extender here with a composite metal. And the composite metal is iron and regolith. Eventually I'll remember that. So we're going to go kind of halfway between these two guys. Something like right here. Something like that. Now, we've got a few plugins there. What I'm thinking is I might I'm not quite sure how you remove something. Interesting. Let's see. Controls. Keyboard config. E for an action. Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to do that. Maybe I can't just disable that, or just, let's see, if I come up to this guy. Oh yeah, Q to deconstruct. This one will not deconstruct, so you're stuck there. Okay. All right. Can I plug into this one again? No, there's only one plug for you. All right. I'm not sure I can get this far. That is a bit far. I don't think I can. I like that. So we're gonna take you down, and we're going to build you a little closer. We'll go. There. That should be good. Oh, we have to go on the other side? No fuel. So, next thing we need is fuel. Where are we going to get said fuel? I think they said there was 2 slots. Huh. I don't know what to do here. No clue. There doesn't seem to be any way to That's not very explanatory, I gotta tell you. Okay, let's see. Let's go into... I don't think that's going to help us at all. And that's certainly not going to help us. I am lost a little bit right now. Let's see. Deconstruct. Yeah, you don't really have any information here for what I'm looking for that particular machine. If I go over here, go in here, generates 1.0 power per second using solid regolith fuel rods. Okay, we need fuel rods, not just so we need this. Let's do that. Okay. So we'll need more of that fuel, more of that stuff. Yep, that's pretty straightforward. That's pretty straightforward. Now I wonder how long those fuel rods last. There's one. So if I go... 153. I think, is that not telling me right there that I have 153? Another fuel rod, please. Oops. There we go. Okay, so now what? Now what is the deal? 121. Huh. Batteries are full. Fuel generator. I guess I can power up out there for sure. So that's more vaults. We should go get more vaults. We've done this. So let's find out what else is out there. 136, eh? Battery. Drill. And Terraform analyzer. Okay. Let's see what that does for us. Battery. Okay, so we've got, first off over here, we've got a battery. Stores up to 50 units of power. And to do that, we need to make a power cell. Okay. What is the battery used for, I wonder? Okay, then we've got a drill. Drills into the ground and releases small amounts of carbon dioxide to increase atmospheric pressure. Increasing the pressure will clear the flog from the planet. The flog from the planet. Terraform analyzer. We need glass. Wow. Analyzing terraforming activities across the planet using the data to develop new technologies and produce blueprint disks. Okay, so that's probably most interesting to me right now. We would need composite metal and a pressure core. Now, have we got new stuff in here? It looks like we do. Glass we make from silica and regolith. Okay, so that's not too bad. Iron and regolith. There's my power cell. Right. Okay. Well, let's start with the iron and the regolith. How about that? I'm thinking that maybe these things are reappearing here. I think they are. I need a bigger backpack. A bigger power pack. Okay. Let's do another one. Oh, regolith. We need... Oh, what? Didn't I just pick up a regolith? Apparently not. Yes, I did. Okay. So we've got one more iron. So let's make one more of those things. Just so we've got a few spares. Power running out. Build a battery? What do you mean by that? Power is running out. $59. Okay. That was out here, wasn't it? We need a power cell to do that. We need a copper and a sulfur to do that. All right. There's my copper. Wow, I see. No. Okay. So cook that to that. Yeah, powers everything up. Fuel generator, hey? Deploy a drill. Deploy a second drill. Disperse the fog. That was what I wanted to do. I wonder if I should do another battery. Like, that doesn't seem like it's a very... yeah. Let's see. I think we need a pressure core in order to do the drill. Yeah, we're going to do 2 of those. So we got 2 composites. Let's get a couple of pressure cores going. Silica and sulfur. Now, let's see if we can get this silica. Requires a small size mining laser. So, no, we can't. I keep pressing the slow down before I jump. There we go. There's nowhere to plug in there. Okay, silica and sulfur, I think it was. Pretty sure. Yeah. Pressure core. Drill. Wow. Holy cow. These are big. Enter into building mode. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I need an extender to go out here so that I can plug both of those guys in. An extender requires a composite metal. We have one right here. Nope. What happened there? We don't want the light. No, not necessary. We want R to enter building mode, And then we're going to rotate left and right. We'll put it right in, right there. And then we will go here to here, here to there, here to there. Okay, a Terraform analyzer is next on the agenda. For that, we need a couple of glass, and I'll have to be refreshed in terms of my memory there on how we do the glass. Right there, one silica and one regolith. Silica, we still can't do that one up on the mountain. Can I do this one? No. So we need a couple of regolith. Hello? There's not as much of that as you would think. There's one. So we want to deploy a Terraform analyzer and acquire a blueprint from the analyzer. Interesting. Couple of glass. Terraform analyzer. I don't think we need this one to be very far. I might need to plug it in though. So we're going to do a bit of that. I have no empty slots anymore. Two new blueprints to create Wagon T1. Oh, I see. Oh, interesting. That's not what I wanted. Couple of blueprints. Throw those in here. Okay. What do we got? Storage module can store up to 4 items, can only be attached to the wagon. Wagon. An electronic autonomous wagon with one module slot that can connect to a socket and link with other wagons or rovers. So we need copper wire for this guy. Well, this is kind of interesting. Copper wire, we need 2 copper. Okay. Okay, wagon. What if we were to just make it right there? We need to plug into that. Man. Is that telling me what I think it's telling me? That we got no power? I think it is. Holy Dinah. Okay, so that's the fuel that is running down right now. I see. Power is at 20%. We got a bit of a problem here. We have no power at all, like virtually none. I think that the wheels are falling off the wagon here. We're going to need much more power. That is charging the battery. So I'm assuming that this we need more fuel rods. Of that, I am in no question. Of that, there is no question. More fuel rods, more regolith, please. There's one. Oh, wow. Here's a bunch. Nice. Okay, I got to remember that. I'm not sure if I've got enough power to make these things. I just have no power at all. None. Wow. So we're going to unconnect that. We're just going to unconnect it completely. Because we need to make not a storage module. We need to make more fuel generators. We need copper wire and composite metal. Holy crow. Holy crow. Yep, there's no question. This seems to be a little bit iron and regolith. Feels like I'm running around doing stuff that things run down too much, I think, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so composite and something else. Wow. Composite and not a power extender. We want a fuel generator, copper wire. I think copper wire is just a couple of copper, right? Yeah. Oops, I did it again. Copper. Let's grab a couple more copper. Okay, well, we're going to have to wrap this up here shortly. We're also going to need another extender, obviously. Whoa, why are you quiet? Batteries are full. Okay, gotcha. Got one of each. So what we'll do is we'll put this out here, R, and then I want the plug to be facing this way because we're going to put an extender out here. And we're going to take that one down when the time comes. Extender is a composite. We're going to go right there. And then we're going to take this one off of here. Like so. So these will automatically fire up when they're needed, is what I'm getting from that, which is good. I like it. We've got some of this stuff out here. We need 4. I think I'm going to need another extender here. Okay, so we want 2 of these guys. There we go. You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing to have more batteries. A battery, like a bunch of batteries here set up. Would not be a bad idea, but maybe we'll leave that until next time. We'll hook those back up again. And see if we can disperse the rest of the fog. Because this is our next task, is to get this wagon going. Which will be interesting. Anyway, I think we're going to leave it here, guys. I might do another episode of this. I think I'm going to actually do one more episode of this. I will leave it here for now. Maybe I'll bring you back in just before we terraform the fog going away. So thanks for watching. If you're considering watching another, click the I like this button, leave a comment, and what the heck, if you haven't done so already, why not subscribe? And if you've already subscribed, thank you. I very much appreciate it. So please share and enjoy, and hopefully I will see you next time in this one, Blossom the Seed of Life. So long.